Now, the other reason that a balanced cable might stay cleaner, as we say, without as much interference or sort of a spike from some outside source or whatever, is because that when it reaches its destination, it's probably going to incur what we call an inverting amplifier. Now, an inverting amplifier will take a hot or positive side of our signal and the negative or cold side of our signal and invert them. And where we benefit from that is that while it's traveling through the cable, the two signals are out of phase with each other. But when we incur some type of interference, the interference will hit our hot or positive cable and our cold or negative cable equally. And so the positive part of the interference will be positive on both cables. The negative part of it, or if you want to think of the interference as traveling in a waveform, both of the peaks on both wires would be at the same spot, and the troughs would be at the same spot as well. So when it hits an inverting amplifier, it will invert one of those legs of the signal. Now our main signal is in phase with itself. It will become louder, it will be fuller, and sound great, hopefully, but the interference will be out of phase with itself and cancel. So in the diagram that you see on screen, you can see that our audio signal is traveling on the positive side, and you'll notice that there is a peak, and then there is a valley. And then on the negative side of things, it's the opposite. It does the valley first, and then it does the peak next. This is going to be used to our advantage once it hits the inverting amplifier. Now, when we get some interference, it will impart itself on our positive and negative wires equally and in the same polarity. But when it reaches that inverting amplifier, it will reverse the polarity of one of those lines. Now, our positive and negative parts of our audio signal will now be in polarity with each other. The sound will be much more full, it'll be a little bit louder, and the interference will now be out of polarity with itself, and we should hear that interference, whether it's a hum or some kind of spike or whatever it might be, cancel itself out, and then hopefully we don't hear it at all.